I just pulled onto the highway in my little foreign car. Well, it's raining and the road is really bad. I never saw that big old diesel, but I heard him hit the air. I've got a feeling that I might have made him mad. He closed the gap between us, pushed the pedal on the floor. He's making 90 in that big old diesel truck. I can hear the names he's calling me above the engine's roar, and the words won't be found in Webster's book. There's a diesel on my tail, I'm making 90 miles an hour with my reflection in my mirror.
Today is Monday, January 14th, 2008. This episode of Survivorman, the trucking series, I've received a challenge to transport a load of bulk liquid chemicals from Knoxville, Tennessee to Bakersfield, California. Be driving a 1999 Peterbilt with 1,072,000 miles on it. There's my trailer. It's not ready yet. Don't see anybody in the shipping office. I'll just wait patiently. Check back in a little while. Good morning of day 2 at Oral, Arkansas. I guess this little cat's gonna follow me to California, and there comes the truck, got scared off. I guess I could just walk around this truck. Went inside this place and got me a coffee and a biscuit to start my day. Day 2. There's my truck. I don't know if that's a real parking space, but that's where I parked last night. The other truck stops across the street. This is a place Tommy and I stopped at coming back from Texas. There's a sign over there, you probably can't see it, but it says they have frog legs. Couldn't talk Tommy into getting any frog legs and eating little frog legs for breakfast, for dinner that day that we was here. Sign also says that they don't have any diesel fuel, so this is a pretty pathetic place. This is how I'm starting my day 2 on Survivorman, the truck driver, transporting a load of bulk liquid chemicals. Technically Optidose 3000. Ran 419 miles yesterday, had to wait 5 hours on the road to get ready. Let's do our paperwork and then we'll try to start this day. See what happens. Survivorman, Trucker Edition, Day 2. This is what happens. Sit here, hold this steering wheel, hour after hour. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. 730 miles so far. Got a whole lot more to go. All I can do is just hang in there. Day 2. Survivorman. Out. Survivorman, Day 3, Amarillo, Texas, Flying J truck stop. I managed to track down a place to take a shower, had a breakfast buffet, paid coupons for it. It was almost free, a little less than $2. Approximately halfway, well, actually exactly halfway to my destination. The sky's overcast. Still dark outside. Wind's blowing 40 or 50 miles an hour from the north. Maybe that's 20 to 30. Won't affect us terribly. It's not going to be like pushing it, but it will be detrimental to our fuel mileage. Got 2 sets of scales to cry. Well, actually, port of entries, New Mexico and Arizona. My IFTA sticker has expired. My driver manager says that it's been extended till March. I see other trucks have got new stickers, but I don't. So we'll find out when we get to San John, New Mexico, or as the locals say, San Juan. I'll just got to get back to the grind. Survivorman test of man and machine. Stopped at Sky City, the western side of New Mexico, got my free $5. Then I spent it, bought a salad at McDonald's. Kind of cheap. It's Thursday, day 4, Survivorman at Flagstaff, Arizona, Little America. Still kind of dark, a little bit cold. Check in a little while. Down to Kingman, Arizona, another 150 miles. I'm 340 miles out. Stopped at the Flying J, got 120 gallons. It looks like that last fuel run was 5 miles per gallon, pushing a lot of wind. Elevation change. It's not good, but it's not bad. Still extremely cold. Never seen it this cold here. Wind's still blowing a little bit. Check back after a while.
Hello, I'm a truck. You've heard songs about truck drivers, many times their stories told. How they pulled out of Pittsburgh for 6 days on the road, about the Feather River Canyon and climbing the old grapevine, that old roadhouse down in Texas, and the girls they've left behind. You've heard their tales of daring, and I think that's just fine. But if you can spare a minute, well, I'd like to tell you mine. There'd be no truck drivers if it wasn't for us trucks. No double clutching, gear jamming, coffee cranking nuts. They'll drive their way in glory, and they have all the luck. There'd be no truck drivers if it wasn't for us trucks. Well, there he sits in that cafe, drinking coffee and telling lies. Probably telling them how he topped that hill 10 miles back.
He ought to tell him how he missed a gear and that Volkswagen bus full of hippies passed us like I was sitting up on jacks. Or how we took that curve over on 66. Hadn't been for me hanging on the shoulder, we'd have both wound up in the ditch. If we're on time, he takes the credit. If we're late, I get the blame. Up those hills with shutters open, my stacks are running flame. My tackle running red lights, sucking diesel from the tanks. I'd take him south and bring him back without a word of thanks. So now you've heard my story, and I guess it's my tough luck. There'd be no truck drivers if it wasn't for us trucks. There'd be no truck drivers if it wasn't for us trucks. No double clutching.
Old airplane graveyard over here, Mojave, California. Scales are closed at Mojave, between Mojave and Tehachapi, California. It's a good thing.
Gosh, she's got pretty mud flap. Talk about stack. Well, he'll be coming out in a minute. He'll get that far and he'll go around and
This is Survivorman on Thursday afternoon. I'm at Bakersfield, the outskirts of Bakersfield at the Weed Patch Highway at a truck stop. I went to Bruce's, I didn't like it, so I'm across the street. I don't know if this place is any better. I've not been inside. It looks like a dump. I'll unload tomorrow. The good thing is the scales were closed at Tehachapi. The bad news is we have an inordinate amount of oil blowing by on the left side of the motor. Wore out. But we made it to Bakersfield. Tomorrow afternoon we'll unload at 10:30 their time, which will be 1:30 in the United States. Check back later.
I think that's what it is. Well, that's something that Dan Andrews does frequently, as you know, during
It's Friday morning. Still at this truck stop on the outskirts of Bakersfield. Gonna leave to go over our delivery load in about 2 hours. There's a heavy fog, but it's gone from here, but back in toward town it's still out there. I received the second half of my challenge, and that's to Deadhead to LaPorte, Texas. Had correspondents asking me when I would be back, when I could haul my next load. So hopefully be able to get a load as soon as I get back to LaPorte. After I get some hours. Got to do this according to DOT regulations. 70-hour rule, 11-hour rule, 14-hour rule, everything comes into play. I'll check in a little while when I get over there to my destination. That means that I've accomplished the first leg of my challenge, transporting bulk liquid chemicals to Bakersfield. Alright, I'll check back.
I came here looking for something.
I've driven across town. I'm at my destination. Parked on the street. I went up to the gate. A guy in a forklift pulled up there, and I told him what I had. He said there's 2 trucks in there unloading. He'd let me know when he was ready for me, so I'm sitting on the street waiting for my go-ahead. There's one truck in front of me. The guy that I checked with said he didn't know if he was ahead of me or I was ahead of him. He said didn't know what time his time was, so they figure out who's going to be next, let us go in and unload us, and I'll accomplish the first half of my mission. Second half is going to be to drive to LaPorte, Texas, empty, less than 1,700 miles. That's going to be the easy part. I'll check back when I get unloaded.
I'm unloaded and out on my way out of the San Joaquin Valley. It's just after 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock their time.
I left him my watch and my old house key. I don't like folks thinking that I'd steal.
Got oranges on both sides of the road.
Still sleeping. And I headed out for Bakersfield.
Maybe lettuce or something.
You don't know me, but you don't like me. You say you care less how I feel. How many of you that sit and judge me?
Quite a few oranges.
Bakersfield.
I don't know if you can
How
tell there's
many
no
of
one
you
there.
that sit and judge me
Sun's just barely poking through all
ever
this
walk the streets of
California.
Bakersfield? I'm leaving you, loaded high and wide, going all the way to Texas. It's a mighty lonesome ride. It's a mighty lonesome ride. 18-wheeler rolling, rolling, taking me down the line.
Today is Saturday on Survivorman. I'm at Vital Junction. This place, this is the beginning of the day. Just got up. The sun is kind of getting up. Just parked this wide place in the road. About 1,385 miles to LaPorte, Texas. Do it today and tomorrow. So we get this day started. Out.
It's the Interstate 10 between Tucson and just left Eloy. Train over here. Got quite a bit of freight on it. There's plenty out here on the highway though. Need to go there. At least we're out of the 55 mile an hour communist state of California. Oh, I love them horses. called Texas Candy. Pretty cool rock.
Big wheels keep rolling. I feel the rumble beneath my feet. Big wheels keep rolling. Feelings grown apart in me. The white lines look the same, no matter where you are, even where they ride on the other side. People roll behind me, and people roll ahead, either going where I'm bound, where I've been. Big wheels keep rolling. Feel the rumble beneath my feet. Big wheels keep rolling. Feelings grown apart in me. Home is just a memory I've settled in my mind. I call on when the nights go crawling on. I recall the faces that always make me smile. And I wonder why I stay away so long. Big wheels keep rolling. I feel the rumble beneath my feet. Big wheels keep rolling.
Just riding across New Mexico, watching the bushes and the cactus go by. They're not really cactus. Me and Donnie Blakely was going across to there. And he asked me, he says, doggone, that wasn't good. That blowed left front tire. I'm like, Prime. He says, wagon master. That's what he called me on that trip. What's those bushes there? What do you call them? I just made it up. I called them Eukanuba bushes. He said that he wanted to dig one up and take one home. I'll see if I can't get a close-up of one of those bushes after a while. More riding.
Today's day 7 on the Survivorman Trucker Challenge. Most of the challenge has been met. Today's Sunday. By the end of the day, I'll have reached my destination, which is LaPorte, Texas Highway Transport. Transported my load of bulk liquid chemicals from Knoxville to Bakersfield. Now I'm on my way back to LaPorte. One more day, about 640 more miles. Be the end of the challenge.
episode of Survivorman. See if we can film and drive, commentate, get in here to end our trip. The gas station right there is where the barbecue heaven guy hangs out. Right up here's Hoppy, sits on the right. We'll be turning left at this next traffic light. We're almost there. Don't look like Hoppy's doing a whole lot. Actually, it looks like they're closed. We're in. Let's go. Trip listening to the Spirit. It's kind of a little bit different kind of music. Don't hit this pothole going in here. Big mud hole right there. I don't care if the trailer gets in it. Looks like the Mad Max is here. See who else is here. Open the gate here. Got a secret code number. Access granted. Proceed. We've given the go-ahead to proceed. There's another big rigger just coming out of here. Rick Parkhurst. Y'all hit that Mac. Back in over here and drop my hose out. And put my fittings into soak. trailers are gone. Backing up.
Rita said that it's going to be so sad because there are going to be preachers standing at the church. They said, Jesus, I'm going to say, Lord, I heal the sick, I raise the dead. Jesus going to say, but I don't know you. They're going to wait a minute, Jesus. I'm the one that
This music sounds like the music this church was at the other day.
I went all overseas, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, casting out demons in your name. Jesus said, depart from me, you workers of iniquity.
There's the tank washers, 2 bays. It's a water treatment plant. Gonna have to give up this filming.
That's Mad Max's Peterbilt. It's sitting over there running. He's in the driver's room watching TV. The truck's running, and he's got a rig master. It's running too. He's burning diesel fuel in 2 different motors. Way to go, Max. Just to follow up, this is day 7 of Survivorman, the trucking series. I've arrived at LaPorte, Texas at Highway Transport. Parked in the back, getting ready to take my mandatory break. Gonna have tomorrow off. Day off. It's a good thing. What am I gonna do tomorrow? I don't know. We'll just see what happens. There's one thing about it. I can document what happens tomorrow. We'll see. Might get a... We'll just see. Parked next to a load of acid over here. I don't know why this guy's parked this way, but I'm in the corner. Quiet in place. Mad Max parked his truck down there. We'll watch TV, see what happens. I drove up here to the corner, go see my barbecue guy. I think ours is Operation Barbecue Heaven. Let's go check this out. Try to do this on the down low.
Something I'd like to say to you. Are you from my homeland? My sunny homeland? Tell me, friend, could it be? Yeah. you from Dixie? You from Dixie? Well, this old boy from Dixie too. Listen, are you from Dixie? I said from Dixie. Where all the fields are hot, Lord, they beckon to me. Well, I see how I feel. Mine's good to see you, baby.
This is something new. I've never looked at his truck before. Let's see here. Stuff is glued on here. It's bona fide. Double gun ship, stupid busy, stupid guys. Hey, how you doing? That's bona fide. Hey man, don't put that up. Make me one of them sandwiches. Yeah, a little, a few jalapeno peppers on it too.
Texas style.
Right.
Thank you.
Last time I was here, both your boy and girl was here. I think it was a Saturday.
That's good. Spring break or something.
Winter break.
Okay.
So they give you the day off.
All right. Good morning, Captain. Good morning to
Yeah.
you, shine. Do you need a new mule skinner? Down on your new mud line. Hey, 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 gonna do a little bit of the mule skinner blues. Yeah. Well, I'm going to town, honey. What do you want me to bring you back? Bring me a pint of cold hard booze. Yeah. And the John B. Stetson hat. How's that? Hey, hey, hey.
I didn't know if you'd be here this soon. What time do you usually get here?
Yeah. Stand back. Yeah, come.
Today is the 22nd, day 9 on Survivorman. I'm on my way from LaPorte, Texas to Knoxville, Tennessee, going empty per my instructions. Had a day off in LaPorte. I've got 900 miles to Knoxville. I've driven 700 of it, 200 left for tomorrow morning. Then I'll be in Knoxville day 10. That's
Today's day 10, Survivorman extra footage here. It's about 10 a.m. We're at 4,800 miles. Had one day off. I'm approaching my final destination, Amherst Road Terminal here. See what's going on. Wyatt's got the gate locked here. Let's see if he lets us in. Where he sits there, but this guy's wind is blacked out. There comes the gate. We're cleared for our entrance here. One guy coming out too. Joe Beck's dad's truck. I ain't ever seen him here before. He runs regional out of LaPorte. Philippe should be showing up here pretty soon. Maybe we'll be here when he arrives. Omar, he's not from around here. He's like from South America, but he's alright. Crap. I wonder if he'll back his trailer in for me. Without hitting anything is the key word. This is the wrong side. I ain't even thinking I gotta put it on the clean side.
Just been in the inner sanctum of highway transport upstairs, got me a new fuel card, a new used one, and my dispatcher brought me a new IFTA sticker out there, so now I've got the sticker. I guess you might say I'm bona fide. Can't film in the inner sanctum, it's secret. Check with you next time, next episode of what do you call this trucking show? Anyway, we'll make up a name.
The heartbeat of America is not some pickup truck. You drivers are the heartbeat of America and always will be. Our country functions just like the human body. The interstates are the main arteries and the highways are the many different veins and avenues. Trucks continue to move our needs, which is the blood flowing, and in return, this keeps the beat going. Hear the beat. It's all from God, and only He made rivers drain into the sea. He made the earth, the air we breathe, and all the things He knew we need. As His creation moved along, population got so strong, many loads, time was dragging, He retired that covered wagon. That's when the big trucks came abroad. The time had come to build His squad, a special group in His right hand to help maintain the promised land. He needed trucks that could run, and this is where it all begun. Ride the ride, hear the beat. God found a way to move the wheat. He showed man how to build a peat. To move our goods across the land, He needed more than just a van. More trailers came He would select. He designed a float and that drop deck, that old cow trailer which now they stack. That's God's pride, that old bull rack. He knew that He had made a keeper. First time man designed a reefer. This trailer had a lot of use. A chicken truck could move produce. From eggs to meat to candy bars. Trailers that would haul the cars. Logs, rocks, a hopper bottom. Tanker yankers, God has got 'em. Trucks move material to make the steel and everything in your next meal, from beans to rice to sugar cane, it all ends up in that left lane. The lumber it took to build your house, your clothes to your computer mouse, everything that's in your yard, the gas you just put in your car. When that big rig is on the street, he might be hauling what you eat. He brought the goods for that newborn that later tells him blow your horn. On the road, if you break down, you watch that big rig turn around. He'll help you out, and once again, a driver's day don't ever end. All you need don't come by luck. Next time, smile at that big truck. Slap that knee, stomp them feet, ride the ride, hear the beat. Tornado, flood, a hurricane, container ship or on a train. In heat, the rain and sleet or snow, a driver and his truck must go. For all the loads that do arrive, some driver had to make that drive. He kissed his family, left his home, he visits them by telephone. They always try to do their best, but never do get proper rest. You have no clue just what they do, and they do it all for me and you. Problems they face every day, like when the cars are in their way. The shipper says this load can't wait. Before he leaves, the load is late. He's off again, and what a deal. Another load on his fifth wheel. He climbs onto the interstate, starts to think about the rate. 1,000 miles he's on his way. He takes time out and starts to pray. I thank you, Lord, for another day. Protect the family while I'm away. Please keep me safe out on the road. Come ride with me another load. One sure way for you to score. Just keep the faith and praise the Lord. He heads on where he needs to be. He watches for the DOT. He knows that they can throw their hook. It all begins with that logbook. There's not a lot that he can do, like when that fuel card won't go through. The heat goes out, he's in the cold. When he calls in, he's put on hold. He needs to eat, take a shower. He must unload within the hour. Another load, off he goes. He needs to stop to wash his clothes. The nights are long and all alone. He takes time out to call his home.
Hey, little man.
Hi, Daddy.
What you doing, Bubby?
Watching SpongeBob.
Watching SpongeBob? Boy, I wish I had me a Krabby Patty about right now.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, son.
He tells them everywhere he's been, his family really misses him. Drivers, I can tell you this, I know your family's dearly missed, and all those miles away from home, you have a guide, you're not alone. You do a job you love to do, always there and God's with you, and all those places you have been, God thanks you as you do for him. You drivers keep his world alive, without you it won't survive. Walk the dog, kick the cat, look straight up, tip your hat, stay alive, pray to God, live your part, the God Squad. Slap that knee, stomp them feet, ride the ride, hear the beat. One sure way for you to score, just keep the faith and praise the Lord. Keep the faith and praise the Lord. Every year, people all around the world celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ by putting chicken lights all over their houses. What do you think about that? Whoop whoop. When the trucks stop moving, the heart stops beating. I was at exit 140 west of Oak City the other day, and this driver told me he had a problem. He weighed about 580 pounds. He told me he was 200 pounds over on his steering, and that he had already had that fifth wheel slid all the way back, and he said he didn't know what he was going to do. I told him to slide that seat back about 5 notches. He did, and it took him 200 pounds off his steering and put it back there on his drive. I guess they're not going to let Snyder drivers in the state of Pennsylvania anymore after the first of the year, because I guess they're causing too much of a traffic hazard when the Amish people go to pass them. I also heard that the animal control people got a lawsuit against Snyder for cruelty to animals. I guess their trucks don't even go fast enough to kill the bugs that are hitting the windshield. It's just breaking their arms and legs and leaving them laying on the side of the road. Then I also heard they was going to put bug shields on the back of all Snyder trailers because their trailers don't even go fast enough to get out of the bug's way. And you know how a Snyder driver cleans his windshield? He just comes to a complete stop and the bugs just fly off.
Me and Earl was hauling chickens on the flatbed out of Wiggins, and we'd spent all night on the uphill side of 37 miles of hell called Wolf Creek Pass, which is up on the Great Divide. And we was sitting there sucking toothpicks and drinking knee-highs and onion soup mix, and I says, Earl, let's mail a card to Mother and then send them chickens on down to the other side. Yeah, let's give 'em a ride.
Wolf Creek Pass way up on the Great Divide, trucking on down the other side.
Well, Earl put down his bottle and mashed his foot down on the throttle, and then a couple of boobs with 1,000 cubes and the 1948 Peterbilt screamed alive. We woke up the chickens. We roared up off of that shoulder, spraying pine cones, rocks, and boulders, and put 400 head of them Rhode Island Reds and a couple of burnt-out roosters on the line. Look out below, 'cause here we go.
Wolf Creek Pass way up on the Great Divide, trucking on down the other side.
Well, we commenced trucking, and them hens commenced a clucking. Then Earl took out a match and scratched his pants and lit up the unused half of $1 cigar and took a puff. Says, "My, ain't this pretty up here?" I says, "Earl, this hill can spill us. You better slow down, you gon' kill us. Just make one mistake, and it's the pearly gates for them 85 crates of USDA-approved cluckers. You want to hit second?"
Wolf Creek Pass way up on the Great Divide, trucking on down the other side.
Well, Earl grabbed on the shifter and he stabbed her into 5th gear, and then the chromium-plated, fully illuminated, genuine accessory shift knob come right off in his hand. I says, "You want to screw that thing back on, Earl?" He was trying to thread it on there when the fire fell off of his cigar and dropped on down, sort of rolled around, and then lit in the cuff of Earl's pants and burnt a hole in his sock. Yeah, sort of set him right on fire. I looked on out of the window and I started counting phone poles going by at the rate of 4 to the 7th power. Well, I put 2 and 2 together and added 12 and carried 5. I'm up with 22,000 telephone poles an hour. I looked at Earl and his eyes was wide, his lip was curled and his leg was fried, and his hand was froze to the wheel like a tongue to a sled in the middle of a blizzard. I says, "Earl, I'm not the type to complain, but the time has come for me to explain that if you don't apply some brake real soon, they're gonna have to pick us up with a stick and a spoon." Well, Earl reared back, cocked his leg, and stepped down as hard as he could on the brake, and the pedal went clear to the floor and stayed right there on the floor. And it says it's sort of like stepping on a plum. Well, from there on down, it just wasn't real pretty. It was Hairpin County and Switchback City. One of them looked like a can full of worms. Another one looked like malaria germs. Right in the middle of the whole damn show was a real nice tunnel now, wouldn't you know? Sign says clearance to the 12-foot line, but the chickens was stacked to 13.9. Well, we shot that tunnel in 110 like gas through a funnel and eggs through a hen. We took that top row of chickens off Slipper and scum off a Louisiana swamp. Went down and around and around and down. We run out of ground at the edge of town, bashed into the side of a feed store in downtown Pagosa Springs.
Wolf Creek